welcome back to another episode of our weekly predictions. It is week 13. The season is flying by. It's the Thanksgiving week, and we apologize not getting this video out sooner. We have our Thanksgiving results, and before the results, we had our Thanksgiving predictions. So, let's get started off. Bears taking on the Lions, and that game came down right to the end, where Caleb Williams took too long to start the play, and he wound up still going with the play and ran out of time, with the Bears having one timeout left. Matt Eberflus wound up getting fired, and the Lions wound up winning a close one, 23-20, which originally was 16-0. Bears did come back, but my prediction was the Lions to win 37-13.
Mine was 27-13. We both got Detroit, but obviously, as usual, did not get the scores correct.
Yeah. And then we have the Giants taking on the Cowboys, and just a boring game inside and out. These two teams suck, and not going to talk much about this game. It's just a waste of time.
Yes.
I had the Cowboys winning 17-16, and you?
I won up on both, 18-17, and the Cowboys did, in fact, win.
27-20.
Green Bay hosting Miami in the cold tundra up north.
Actually had a similar score, the final score, so I predicted the Packers win 26-17, and they won 30-17. So that was actually close. So that's
pretty
close-ish.
good. Pretty good.
And then he had the Packers winning 19-7. So let's get started with the Black Friday game. We have the Raiders. We have the Chiefs. And the last time the Raiders took on the Chiefs, it was the Chiefs' last loss till the Bills a few weeks ago. And that loss put the Chiefs on the streak, but the Raiders are a team that sometimes plays the Chiefs tough. Are they gonna hear? No, I don't see it. I think they're gonna play it
so good.
I think they're gonna play it a bit tougher than most people are thinking, because the Raiders are a team like that. But I still think the Chiefs are gonna get it done. I'll make it close, 23-14.
I like the Chiefs in this one as well. The Raiders stink. And it's a game I'm not going to be able to see because it's on Amazon. Thank you, Jeff Bezos. I appreciate that. But I predict Kansas City winning this one 24-15.
Kind of saw that one coming from a mile away. And next up, we have the Bengals taking on the Steelers Sunday at 1 p.m. Damn, this is a tough one. As much as I want to see the Bengals win this one, I just don't see it. How they've been playing their bad O-line, the defense hasn't been showing up. Only Burrow and the offense really has been showing up. They're also known, in my opinion, as the most unluckiest team. There's many games they should have won this year, which they lost. And I don't see them really, in any scenario, beating the Steelers. I know the Steelers just came off a loss versus the Browns last week, but I'm just feeling this is going to be a Steelers win. It's going to be close. It's going to be another heartbreak, but I think the Steelers are going to take this one 27-24.
So I think the Cincinnati Bengals, maybe they're not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, but they are an excellent team with a bad defense, of course. But they're an excellent offense, and they have their integrity to fight for. And I think they're going to find a way to get a win at home, because while they might not make the playoffs, they really need to end up around 500 to kind of push their narrative forward, and that they're as good as they are. And I think this is going to be one of those options where it's going to happen here. I think this is as good a chance as any, folks. I'm going to go Cincinnati 33, Pittsburgh 27.
Oh, you couldn't one up me on that one.
Not that one, not this time.
And next up, we have the Seahawks taking on the New York Jets.
Just so you know,
Jets.
I'm a Jets fan now.
Now look, this is what we're wearing. And my dad is a huge Jets fan now.
I'm not.
He said that other thing, and nor the Nos.
I'd just like to say that the chances of my one-upping you are greatly increased when you put your score down first and let me look at it and think about it.
However, I'm going to predict this game first, as I already wrote my score down.
16-10.
Yes.
In favor of the away team.
So, I have this being, we're going to see a lot of defense. He spoiled the score, but I'm still going to do play-by-play, because why not? This is one game I thought out a lot. So, I think Seahawks start this game going up 7-0. Jets make it a 7-3 game. It's going to be a lot of defense. I think that's the score going into halftime. Jets make it 10-7, so they're up there. It's a 10-10 game. Seahawks take a 13-10 lead. 16-10, they just won the clock out. Seahawks defense shows up in the second half and throughout the game, just dominates to win 16-10.
I guess the question here is, do the Jets just do the Jets just continue their downward spiral? Or do they start to put in a little effort to try and, say they also aren't horrible, even though they really are? Hey, don't go ahead. This kid. Do they try? Do they turn it around? He does it anyway. I don't know. I wanna say they do, but I think they do try, and they come up just short with a 14-13 victory by the road team, Seattle.
All right. So, and that's a good game. I'm looking forward to see what happens in that one.
Yeah.
So next up, we have the Chargers taking on the Falcons.
Ooh,
and
that's a good one. It's a good one.
Two great offenses, two great defenses as well. This one should come down right to the end, but I have the Chargers pulling it out in a close one. Jim Harbaugh coming off a rough loss against the Chargers. Now everyone's ruling the Chargers out all of a sudden. I think it's just
Ravens.
Yeah, it's just one game. I think the Chargers are still a good team now taking on the Falcons. I think they'll get it done. It's going to be close, but they're going to get it done 27-13.
I, however, think that Atlanta is fighting for a playoff spot, and they can't lose a game like this at home.
So the Chargers are,
and the Chargers are. I don't know. The Chargers could afford to make have a loss.
Really, they're in the AFC. The Falcons are in the worst division that I found.
All right, I'm gonna go Atlanta here, and I'm gonna go. One thing I do like about the NFL is the parity that it offers, and this is a game where I think parity's going to show up, and the Falcons are going to take this one 27-23.
All right, and next up we have the Houston Texans taking on the terrible Jacksonville Jaguars.
Not looking good for the Jags.
I see that showing up here. Trevor Lawrence apparently is back, however.
Okay.
So it gives the Jaguars some hope. I still don't see them doing much here. Maybe it'll make it a bit of a closer game, but I see the Texans still getting it done. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be...
Houston has not been playing well lately.
They have not. It's not going to be pretty for either team, I think. It's going to be a good game. I think the Texans are going to take this one 20-13.
I also think the Texans, despite having had recent struggles, are going to be able to move past Jacksonville without much consequence. I'm going to go with Houston on this one, led by Joe Mixon, who's going to pull back and show up and show everyone how awesome he is this year. 27-10.
All right. Thank you for not one-upping me there.
You're welcome.
So next up, we have the Cardinals taking on the Vikings. Trap game. This is
It's a trap
game for the Vikings. I've had this game circled on the calendar as a trap game since week 5 of the season.
Hey, me too. What a coincidence. Sorry.
And we have the Cardinals taking on the Vikings, and I think this is a game that comes down right to the end, but I see the Cardinals pulling it out, fighting for that division. They just had a bad loss to the Seahawks. They need to rebound. Vikings need to figure some stuff out. Sam Darnold is playing for his job right now. I don't know what to say exactly.
How is he playing for his job when they're 9-2?
Because he hasn't been playing the best, and Daniel Jones is now there. So.
But really? I think
know.
Daniel Jones is a backup insurance. How great is this? Daniel Jones went to bed 2-9 and woke up 9-2.
He did. Yeah.
Not too shabby, my friends.
Yep, he got that from Instagram.
I did. Facebook, I think. But hey,
Facebook.
still good. Still good information to pass along.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I
I have the Cardinals winning 23-17. What do you have?
think the Cardinals are also fighting for a playoff spot, and they need a victory here more than anything. However, I don't think they're going to get it. I think Minnesota is going to take care of them at home. I do think it's going to be close, but I'm going to go Minnesota 25,
Okay.
Arizona 21. A little of a strange score.
All right, and next up we have the Colts taking on the Patriots.
Kind of excited about this game.
This should be a good game. We have Richardson,
I always like facing the Colts.
And two teams that have been struggling as of late. Also have been playing good football as of late. A lot of question marks for both of these teams, but it could really be either or. I think this is a game that comes down right to the end, but as much as I hate to say it, I'm going to say the Colts here, just because I think overall they have a few key things that Patriots don't have, like the receivers are better, and they have a better running back and stuff, but overall these are pretty much even teams, but I see the Colts getting it done. It's going to be close. The Colts are going to take it 19-17.
Anthony Richardson is a exciting young quarterback, but he's just that. He's a young quarterback, and his experience is minimal. The Colts, and with and without Anthony Richardson, have games where they win and lose by some absurd situations. They basically don't play well, but they eke out a victory, or vice versa. And I think that in this game, Anthony Richardson, while he may show up on the ground with a lot of designed runs for him, which I think was an excellent thing to bring back in his playing, the Pats are not going to let him throw the ball. They're going to razzle him, and he's going to not do well through the air. But the Colts' defense is more competent. All our defense is good too, and I see this as the Colts getting one of those silly wins that's not that exciting in New England, 13-10.
And next up, we have the Titans taking on the Washington Commanders. This should be another good game.
Titans have a good D.
Do they? They
Don't
have an
they?
alright
Don't
defense.
they? I thought that's like.
But
their
I
thing.
see the Commanders putting up. Commanders have a great D. I see the Commander. I see some points in this game. That may surprise most, but I see some points being scored in this
Most
game.
games have points.
And I think like a lot of points. And I think the Commanders are going to take this one 38-21.
I agree. I think the Commanders should be able to take care of the Titans at home, no problem. Titans, obviously, we all know, haven't been playing well. I'm going to go Commanders here, 35 to Tennessee, 14. Not really even much of a contest, I say.
Alright, and now on to our 4 o'clock games. We have the Panthers, who barely just lost to the Chiefs, taking on the Buccaneers. Buccaneers with Mike Evans back. Bryce Young is proving himself that he deserves to have one more year as a starting quarterback.
I agree, he's really come along.
But Mike Evans back, the Buccaneers are just too good. It's going to be a good game. I think the Panthers are going to compete again.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But I think the Buccaneers are going to get it done. And they're going to get it done 30-24 in regulation.
Ooh, I like it too. I think that this is going to be a grind them out kind of win for either team, and it could go either way, but I think ultimately Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers come out on top 17-14.
So you see a lot of defense in this game.
I kind of do. Or maybe I just see a lot of failed offense. Let's see.
And now we have the Rams taking on the Saints, and two teams that they've been on and off throughout the season, but Saints have been on a bit of a roll since firing Dennis Allen.
How about this last game with Taysom Hill?
Yeah, Taysom Hill going off. I picked him up in one of my fantasy leagues because
I have him on my bench in one.
He could really help.
Yeah. He went off. He had like all these receiving yards, rushing touchdowns, throwing. He was like stats all over the board.
Taking on the LA Rams, which just had a terrible loss to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And coming out of this one, it's a must-win for the Rams. However, I think the Saints are going to pull this one off. It's going to be an upset win. I think Saints just dominate from beginning to end most of the day, and the Saints are going to get done 23-20.
I see this as potentially going to be one of the most fun games of the week, and I think it's going to come right down to the end, and I think it's going to be very exciting. Both a lot of star power on these offenses, and I think that it's going to make for a fun show. And I like I said, coming right down to the end, but the Rams eke out the victory on the road, 34-31.
We really see the Saints
In
putting up that
overtime,
much points.
folks. In overtime. Yep.
Yeah,
I think
I
this
think
is going to be
so,
the game
too.
of the week.
Huh.
I believe that's my first overtime prediction.
All year, yeah.
At least this year, yeah.
And now we have the Eagles taking on the Ravens. This should be a game of the year.
Could be.
And I see this being a game of the year. The Battle of the Birds. I think we're going to see some offenses in this game. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry.
I hope so. This
Saquon, Jalen Hurts. There's so many key offensive weapons here. I see both teams going off, and I think it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. Sadly, as much as I would love to see the Eagles beat the Ravens, and the Ravens have 5 losses on the year, I think it's going to be the Ravens that get it done, just how the NFL works to get the win. 37-34.
So when I said the Rams Saints is going to be game of the week, I was not thinking about this game. So I think we're going to have co-games of the week. This being the second one, I agree. I also, not only do I think, but I hope that it's a big shoot 'em out game with a lot of scoring, and it makes it a lot of fun, and it comes right down to the end. And I also think Baltimore is going to pull out the victory. Right at the end, probably with a field goal as time expires, 38-35.
I wonder where you came up with that. Alright, next up, Sunday night, we have...
I know when they made the schedule, they thought this game was going to be like a peak premier game of the year, but it doesn't actually turn out that way. But who knows? Maybe.
49ers, they do have Brock Purdy back, I'm pretty sure. Missing some key players. We have the Buffalo Bills taking on the 49ers. And I just think how the 49ers have been playing lately, I think they're not going to be able to get it done. I think the Bills are going to come ready to play. They've been able to complete what they've accomplished, what they've been able to go out there and do and win and dominate, and I think they'll do it again here. I think the Bills are going to take this one 34-18.
Yeah, I think the Bills should be able to take this at home, no problem. They are one of the league's elite teams, which San Francisco used to be, but are not anymore. I am going to go Buffalo at home. I bet it'll be cold. San Francisco, one of those warm weather teams, although they can handle the cold better than Miami, apparently. I'm going to go Buffalo 27, San Francisco 13.
All right, and finally, to end off the week, Monday night, we have the Broncos taking on the Browns, and there's going to be some defense, some offense throughout the game, but I think it's going to be Denver who takes this one. Overall, they're the better team. I know the Browns just came off a win versus the Steelers, and I think the Browns are going to play the Broncos tough, though. I think the Broncos are just the better team in this game, and I think they're going to take this one 27-18.
I agree. I think Denver is trending in the right direction, and they're an exciting young team. And Bo Nix is turning out to be pretty damn good. Arguably one of the better, if not the best, rookie quarterback in the league. I don't know. It's a debate. I am going to go, and I'm going to really go out on a limb here. And I'm going to predict a score that's maybe a little strange. But I think Denver's going to take care of the Browns at home, 28-19. I see somehow like a safety happening, or maybe mixed extra point.
All right, folks. So
there you have it.
One's up me again.
I do.
Finally,
It's only because I love you.
Who's taking it today? We'll coin this right. Who's taking it today? Somers or Cornwall Central?
I don't know anything about Cornwall Central.
Yeah.
I used to live in Somers. I'm a Somers fan. So I am going to go out on a limb and predict Somers.
Yeah, well, I'm also doing Somers. I think Somers is going to take this one 28-16. All right, folks. So what are your guys' predictions? Comment below. I'd love to see what you guys think is going to happen this week in the NFL and for Somers. And I want to thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
See you next week. Bye.
Me and the Beatles out.